Hello all, I hope I'm audible. Yeah, I think every settings are checked. Yeah. Hello guys, so how are you all doing? So we have come to the month of February, a month of 2025 has been over. How are you guys doing? Just let's start with some chill questions. So we have Derek. Hi Derek. Hi Bhuvneshwari. Hi Harish. So these people always join my life. So it's great to see people who are dedicated and interested. Shivam, hello. Hi Shivam. Hi, how are you doing? So, how did the month of January go for you guys? So, 1 month of the year 2025 has passed. So, how was this? How has this year been for you? So, Bhuvaneshu is like going to start my second semester. Well, all the best on that. And let's hope you do a lot of great things in this semester and let everything go well. All the best for your future endeavors. So, anything else, guys? So, we have something interesting from our side today. In this live today, we are going to show something. So, from upcoming months, every month we will be releasing something new. So, for the month of February, I have something new which I wanted to show in today's life. And as months pass by, we will be adding a few more things. So, it's time we step up and play this game for real. So, very fast. Yeah, that's true. Like, you won't even understand. You would have just celebrated New Year, and 1 month just passed just like that. That's how time flies, actually. Even my internship is also like that. Just I thought I just came yesterday, but 5 months just passed by, and I still have one more month left. My last month here. Well, that's all about time. We won't even understand how fast things goes. Anything else, guys? So we want to share something? You have any questions? We can start with that. And maybe today we will continue talking about the mini project ideas that we had uh, stopped with a session yesterday, the previous week, right? So maybe we'll talk about the software side today, about AI, image processing, signal processing, all the other things, and some project ideas which we had stopped from the previous week's live. And to end the session, I'll obviously end with the announcement that we have today. It's a good update that we have tried to work and bring it on from our sides. So Sijin cannot join this week's live. He has to go out for some emergency reasons. He has some personal work to do. But yeah, he'll come back soon later. So Derek is like, first of all, how are you? Yeah, I'm fine, man. I'm doing great. So I still have maybe 20 to 25 days left here in France, and after that, I'll come back to India. So I'm in my last month of my internship, just finishing off my projects. So that's about me. And yeah, I'm now focusing more on our channel, trying to grow it, add new more things, which some of the things I'm going to show today, and rest and all is being planned for the upcoming months. How are you, Derek? How are you guys? No, any questions you like? Welcome to India. Yeah, there is still time for that. I have been in India for 21 years. So, yes, still thank you for that message. Uh, so, any questions you guys want to ask me regarding something? Yeah, Derek is like, I'm fine. That's great to hear. Anything else, guys, you want to ask me about projects, internships? So, we'll start with some light questions. Derek is like, practical exams are going on. Man, this exam schedule is so rigged. I'm not able to understand what's going on. Like, it generally is supposed to end in December, and in the last week of December, they give this Christmas leave, Christmas to New Year, that 1 week they give the leave, and from Jan they start the next course or semester. That is how I have seen, but now it is completely changed. Even first year semester, first year students are saying that semester exams are still going on, and so also stuff. Well, something different is going on. So Bhuvanesh, like, what is medical physics about? So medical physics, I am not sure on it, but I feel it's more related to maybe the physical side, like calculations or how you design the equipments, considering the human measurements or the flow dynamics of a patient. Actually, I'm not sure. But if you want, I'll just research a bit on it and I'll get back to you. I haven't, but I have heard this people doing specializations in this in PG, PhD, and all there. I'm seeing I've it's a very broad domain, I feel, medical physics. In that you have optics, imaging a separate side. In that you have this biomechanics a separate side. So I feel it medical physics is a very broad term, and inside that there are a lot of sub-specializations. But sorry, I don't have much idea on it. Derek is, I'm in 12th standard. Yes, man, I know you're in 12th grade. I am just saying generally the pattern of exams has been changed a bit, even for college and school. I'm not sure. But yeah, so maybe I'll get back to you, Bhuvaneswar. I'll see more on what medical physics is all about. And if I get something interesting, I'll see. Viber Power is like, which specialization is best for MTech based on current industry demand? If current industry demand, man, it's really more shifting towards the side of data analytics and AI. So that is where the entire world is running behind right now. You would have even see the news. Chinese company DeepSeek has launched their own generative AI model. So the world is running behind generative AI for now. So if you are more interested in the current industry demand, then I would suggest you to go in any side related to data analytics, AI, ML, or you can go for cloud cybersecurity. So these kind of technologies are hot selling nowadays, and you can maybe go in that. But the what I recommend is follow your heart, man. If you follow your heart and you do what you're interested, you can create something or the other. One of the other you can get out of it. That's what I suggest. But still, if you ask me in reference to the current industry demand, then I would suggest these technologies are going well, and you can go for maybe IoT. IoT is also very demanding nowadays. So if you can find robotics, IoT, data analytics, AIML, cloud, cybersecurity, blockchain. So these are some of the techniques or the some of the domains where you can do a specialization, and that would be really great for you if you're considering the current industry and their demands. So Bhuvaneshwari is like, okay, yeah, so I'll see because I don't have much idea on that side. I'm more on this software coding, AML. So that's where I am more focused on. So any question, guys? We'll just wait for a few minutes. If not, we can go into the content and we'll be talking more about projects in AIML side and what we can do. So, like maybe in today's live, I'll talk about the people who are interested. Uh, so, Derek is there good future in robotics R&D? Yes, man, definitely there is a lot of scope in that side. Because I feel even in healthcare, personally, AI has not been that much into action as you see in other domains. There are a lot of issues in that, and integrating AI and robotics in healthcare is still a concern right now, and I feel there is a lot of chance in the future. A lot of things will happen, and I feel that there is a scope for AI and robotics in healthcare. So I feel there is indeed. So as of now, robotics is more focused on the commercial aspects in industries, in manufacturing sectors, where they were trying to do low-level jobs or to automate some jobs. But in healthcare, robotics is very constrained to holding the surgical equipments or doing very minimally invasive surgeries, all the other things. So I feel there is scope for constant R&D and improvisation in those sites. And I feel whatever you are doing, you just continue doing it. You have something bright you can do in future with these things. Harish is, how was your personal roadmap for learning Python? When mine approach was something different. So, yeah, I just learned by doing things basically. I didn't like take a proper Python course or refer to Python tutorials and learn. So what I used to do is, I won't recommend this, but since you're asking my personal roadmap, like I learned by doing projects basically. So in my second year or third year or so, I got some deep learning projects, and by learning the projects, I got to know that Python is being used for AI and all. And I just started learning the libraries. And gradually from there, I started picking up other things and working on it. But that is not something I would recommend. If you are learning Python, then learn it properly from the basics and all the other things. Derek is how you landed in R&D. Well, I am still not in R&D. That is where I wish I want to land. I'm in the research side basically. So this started in my second year of bachelor's in biomedical. So like what I always suggest is pick a field that you're very interested at. See, biomedical is a combination of a lot of technologies, right? So out of that, you take your first year, explore all those technologies, find which one you like the most. So I like the image processing part very much because I saw a lot of value in medical images and diagnosis, automation, all the other things. And I started learning all those technologies and side by side this one looking at the different advancements and things. And I got a project also, and I started working on the project, looking at the research aspects, and I slowly developed myself in that field. And maybe for the past 2 or 3 years, I would have published 20 to 25 different research papers. And like that's what when I finish a project, I get another project, and many people ask me for collaborations. As just like that, my profile had developed, and that's how I landed in this internship also. And next, I'm looking forward to work in the R&D sector only. Hopefully, if I get a job, I can answer that very well. Mm. So Mahindraj is, hi bro, I am studying biomedical engineering SRM Chennai. It has scope in future. Can you explain about this? Yeah, so yeah, I mean, biomedical definitely has a lot of scope because uh, it is some of the evolving technologies right now. Biomedical engineering is such a field which adapts with any technology. So you see, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, biomedical, if you consider it, was more about the electronic instrumentation because that was the hot selling technology at that time, in demand technology. Later, when you see there was IoT, and now when you see AI is ruling the world right now. I won't say that other technologies are not there. Everything is there, but you see the biomedical engineering will adapt or slide and collide with any of the technologies. So now majority of the demand is integrating AI in healthcare. That also a biomedical engineer does. So biomedical has a lot of scope and it will grow along with the technology growth also. That as the technology develops a new and newer thing comes, the biomedical field will also develop. So next AR VR has been started right now. It is also going very well. So you can integrate that in biomedical and develop surgical environments for surgeons to practice. So that is still there right now. It's still working. So as the technology improves and as a lot of new things come, this field will also improve. So I definitely feel that there is a lot of scope in this field, and it is a right chance choice that you have taken this department. But you know what? One of the major downside is the syllabus that you get is it is very explorative. So you will be learning everything in a small portion, which is not enough for you to get a job in a specific thing because the industry requires you to be having expertise in a particular field or a particular concept. So let's say AIML, or let's say robotics, or let's say nanotechnology. But what happens in the syllabus? You will be studying everything in a syllabus semester because biomedical as such is a very vast field, and you would need to cover majority of the technologies and applications in it. That's how the college syllabus or curriculum is planned. They don't focus or cater your individual needs because they need to teach everything. They need to make the students aware of all the different technologies and things that happen in the industry. That is what the role of a college is. But your individual role is to find out which technology you like and how you wish you can make a career out of it. So that's what I would say. So that's why you should do a lot of hard work other than just studying your regular college subjects. Hope that answered. If you want, you can ask me anything else. Bhuvaneshwari is how much time will it take for learning DSA? Currently, I am not having the laptop, so you are asking this to a wrong person. I don't have much idea of DSA, but I don't think not having a laptop would be an issue. You can definitely check YouTube tutorials and you can check blog tutorials. I think Geeks for Geeks and many other websites will be having great tutorials to learn DSA. And to practice also, you can go through lead code. I think your mobile phone is enough to practice the code also. It would be difficult, but there is not a necessity that you need laptop to practice. Like what I used to do in my college days is like what I would do is I would run the code in laptop and I would monitor in my mobile because I use Collab or I use Kaggle, and the same Google account I can connect in both the devices. So I just write the main code and I monitor the performance in my mobile. So if anything crashes, if anything errors comes, then I will just go in my mobile and I will just retype and debug the error and I'll run it. So sometimes I used to alter between mobile and laptop also. I don't feel having not having a laptop is a hindrance to learning. So you can definitely learn. Maybe once till you get a laptop, you can learn the theoretical aspects and all the other things, and then later you can start solving problems. So Derek is, where can we see your research papers? So you can see my research papers in Google Scholar and ORCID. So these are some of the places where you can see my publications. Yeah. So Mahindraj is like, thank you, bro. And Bhuvaneshwari is like, yes. So I think it's a bit of motivation. So how many of you guys are interested to do projects in AIML? And how much of you would be interested for me to explain the roadmap for that, like practical? How we can like maybe I will explain what are the different projects you can do data wise, what are the different types of projects, how you can integrate AIML in the healthcare field, um, and all those things. I have a video. Maybe in the upcoming week I will release a video of applications of AIML in healthcare field. I hope you guys would have watched the previous video, like introduction to AI. So in that, I would have just mentioned the basics of AIML, what is it, what and all things you need to know about that particular concept. And maybe in the upcoming week's video, I will release a video on applications of AIML, especially in the healthcare field. So there's a separate concept or subject called as health informatics. So health informatics is a conjunction of information technology and healthcare. So that is where this concepts will also fit into. So if you want, I can give you heads on this particular thing. So Shravani Wadikar is like, I think it's a hi. Hi, Shravani. I hope you guys are doing well. Hello. So you can just mention in the comments if you're interested to know more about this, and I'll just jump into this. I won't say a roadmap kind of thing, but I will explain more about how you can develop projects in AIML, where you can start with, what are the different things that you can do, and we can talk more about it. And at the end, I will give an announcement from our side. So Bhuvaneshwari is like, yes, bro. Yeah. So definitely you're excited for this thing. Yeah. So any other questions, guys? Because once I start taking the roadmap or session, I might not be able to see the chat screen and answer your questions. So if you have anything, just drop right now. I'll wait for a few minutes, or if not, I'll just uh, go to the share screen and I'll just start talking more about the projects and what we can do. I think some people in the group had asked me about some questions. Some people had even asked me about counseling and all, career counseling. So I had referred them to join the live. So if you guys want some, okay, Shravani is like, yes, please. Yeah, definitely. So I think there ain't many questions. So I'll just share my screen right now and I'll talk more about this part. Experience on your first project. That's a very good question. Yeah, I'll answer that question a bit later, but I'll just start with this one right now. So I'll make a road proper mind map kind of a thing where I will explain how we can uh, classify or categorize projects based on application of AI in the healthcare field. So like, is my share screen visible? Yeah, I think it's visible. Yes. So let's start with AI and ML in healthcare. So I would like classify or categorize this in three different aspects, where my first one would be diagnostics, and my second one would be in therapeutics, and my third one would be in rehabilitation. Because these three are the rehabilitation. I hope the spelling is right. Yeah. Though, so these three are the major branches of, I would say, healthcare. So diagnostics treats includes with diagnosing the disease, what kind of abnormality a patient has. Therapeutics is more focused on treating that particular abnormality. And rehabilitation is making the patient come to the normal state and have a good what they say, I think way of life, living of life, standard of living, something they say, right? So that is all about rehabilitation. So now we will start with diagnostics. What how we can like more get to know more about this, what things are happening there. So regarding diagnostics, we need some tools. So there is a standard procedure a doctor or a healthcare professional uses to arrive at a particular conclusion. So, like if a patient goes to the hospital, they follow a set of steps and they have their own protocol to find out what problem the patient faced. And what is the first step? It is obviously a survey or a question answer, that is basically patient interaction. So a Q&A. So the doctor will ask questions to the patients. What kind of questions would be they more asking? So they would ask about the symptoms, what kind of symptoms the patient is facing, and they would ask about their lifestyle based questions. So are you smoking, are you drinking, do you exercise a lot, what kind of food do you eat? And they ask those questions. And what else do they ask? So they would ask about past, so medical history. They would ask if the patient has any other diseases, had any diseases in the past, and some other things. So these are the interactions that a doctor has with the patient. And why do they do this? Because they do this to rule out conditions. So there are more than 1 lakh amount of diseases or more. I can say diseases are evolving as we evolve. So there would be a lot of assumptions inside the doctor's mind. So these questions will help the doctor to rule them out. And uh, yeah, so I think this would be better. Yes. Yeah, so these questions will help the doctor to rule out some conditions and try to narrow down his search space. So this is about the first thing, survey. And after survey, what they can do, they can go for some minimal tests. This minimal test will include sensor-based tests, like they take the vitals of the patient, right? So what kind of sensors they use basically? So they take the blood pressure, and then they take the temperature of the patient, and then they would take the saturated pulmonary oxygen level, and then they would take heart rate. So I'm just going like from the initial to more complex ones. So these are some of the things they would take. And next they go for some electrical tests like ECG. So if they feel the patient is susceptible to some cardiac related diseases, then they would go for an ECG. And then they would go for EEG. Or maybe I'll keep this separate heading. Yeah. So these are some of the sensors or tests that they take to find the vitals of the patient. And once they do with this, then they would go for some electrical tests. So these electrical tests can include ECG, which is for the heart, and then EEG, which is for the brain, and then we can go for EMG for the muscles, and then we have EOG and ERG for the eyes and the retina, respectively. So these are some electrical equipments that the doctors use to understand or visualize the electrical activity of the human body in respect to the heart, the brain, the muscles, and the eyes. So these are some of the organs in our body which generate electrical signals, and you can find any abnormality in their pattern. So ECG has the PQRST waveform. So you can find out if there is any abnormalities like long QT syndrome, P inversion, T exertion. So there are a lot of conditions that are there, right? So from this, you can try to find out what underlying condition the patient has. And after this, they will go for thing called as blood tests. So blood test refers to biomarkers. So they will do chemical analysis and they will try to extract biomarkers. So maybe some of the biomarkers that I would like to mention is LDH. So now we are going to go in a bit of biochemistry. And in the previous live, I would have asked the abbreviations of this. This live, I'll ask abbreviations of these things. So in the comments, can someone say what is LDH and which organ it is related to? So I will be mentioning some biomarkers here, and I want you guys to say what are the abbreviations of them. And then we can have CK. And then I will say IDH. And then we can go for, I don't remember a lot of things right now, maybe MGMT. Okay. So these are some of the biomarkers that I've mentioned here. So in the chat section or in the comments, can you just say what these things mean? So what are the full form of LDH, CK, IDH, and MGMT? So let me wait for a few minutes for that answer. If not, I'll just carry on with the next or else answer them. So basically, these are analyzing the blood parameters. So I think the blood is the detective of the body. So the blood, I'm not sure. I think 100 or 200 plus biomarkers are available from the blood. So these are some advanced biomarkers I mentioned, but yeah, in general, you have a lot of chemicals like nitrogen, hydrogen, calcium, calcium oxide, calcium dioxide, calcium chloride. So there are a lot of applications or a lot of instances where these chemicals play a very important role. And yeah, you have ALT, AST. So I'll mention that also. ALT, AST. So these are a lot of biomarkers. So what are these biomarkers mean? So these biomarkers are specific chemicals that are emitted by organs that reflect or indicate a particular abnormality or a medically significant condition. So this ALT and AST are the hormones or the biomarkers that are released from the liver. So if they are abnormally high or they are high, then it means the liver is failing or there might be some conditions. So LDH, CK, IDH, MGMT. So LDH and CK are related to the heart. IDH and MGMT are related to the brain. Yes, Bhuvaneshwari is right. LDH refers to lactate dehydrogenase. CK is for the heart, and I think you guys would have read that also. So I would be expecting that in the chat. So IDH, I think you would not have read. It's called isocitrate dehydrogenase. It's more related to brain tumors. MGMT refers to, I think it's a methylation status. I too don't remember. So MGMT is a methylation product of a particular enzyme related to no, Shravani. I am referring to the biomarkers. So basically, so you are referring to a medical condition called intradialytic hypotension. That is also fine because it also suits the abbreviation, but I am more interested on the biomarkers. IDH refers to isocitrate dehydrogenase. So these are some chemicals released in the brain, and these relate to brain tumors. And after this is the most important thing that they go is I think just a minute. Yeah, the next one is medical imaging, one of the important concepts and one of the key applications of AI and M in healthcare. So, uh, yeah. So medical imaging, I don't need to say much about this. So these are imaging techniques that help us to visualize the interior of the human body without touching it. So these are major 90% of them are non-invasive techniques. You don't need to insert anything or you don't need to trick the blood from the patient. And you can use some external equipment to visualize the interior of the patient, of the human or animal, whatever it is. So let's go with some imaging modalities. So we'll start with simplest and we'll go to the advanced ones. So, or maybe I can give you classification. So the very first thing we will see is ultrasound. So ultrasound is a very fast acquiring, cheap and non-invasive 2D and 3D imaging modality technique. So how does the ultrasound work? So we use a probe and we send ultra frequency waves and it hits on the particular target organ and that gets emitted and we collect the receive it and we receive and we collect that changed wave. So what is the change? Since that particular ultrasound wave has hit an target object, there's a change in the frequency in accordance to the velocity of the target object. So this there is a formula. I think this is called as Doppler effect. So if you guys would have heard of Doppler effect, so that is an effect which tries to correlate the change in the frequency of a wave in correspondence to velocity of the moving object. So using this principle, we will understand what is the interior structure that the wave has hit on. And ultrasound is it is a very far is a portable, it's a easy accessible device also. You would have seen if you have went in a hospital, you would have observed these ultrasound machines are bedside equipments. You can see a lot of them just lying next to the patient's bed. It has wheels, it is easily attachable, and it is portable. So that is an advantage of ultrasound, and you get the image instantly. You don't need any processing, or you don't need to sit and do some extra work. It is available as easy as possible. And the next one I would like to talk about is DT. So DT refers to digital infrared thermal imaging. So this will capture the thermal images of the particular target object. So we use a thermal camera which will try to capture the heat distributions of the body. So where can this be useful? This can be useful in case of cancers, because the cancer cells have elevated activity. The cancer cells divide very fast, they go rapidly, and they divide in a huge number. And all those cells are very active because uh, I think it is the cell division, right? So mitotic, meiotic, this I'm not I don't remember. I think the mitotic cell division is very rapid in these cells, and they show enhanced activities because of which they emit high temperatures, and you can observe differences in the temperature patterns as compared to normal cells. So this is how the thermal imaging can be very useful in cancer diagnosis. And there is a company called as Niramai. It's a Bangalore-based startup. They're not a startup anymore. I think they have elevated one. So they have developed a non-invasive thermal camera which will detect breast cancer in a very early stage based on this particular principle. So the next, after this thermal image, maybe we can go for X-ray, because X-ray is a huge class. There is a lot of things inside X-ray, and you can go very specifics inside that. So X-ray is a medical imaging technique which uses X-ray. Basically, that's why it's named as X-rays, to view the internal structure of the human body. So it's a 2D based technique, and it emits X-rays which hits on the particular target organ and gets reflected back, and the change is observed, and that is sent to a computer which images, or it has a post processing algorithm that will try to create an image based on the X-ray that is we have obtained. So X-rays have a lot of applications. So some of the applications include, majority of the applications will be in the bone. uh, just a minute. Yeah, sorry for that. So X-rays, like the bone, the orthopedics is one of the majority applications of X-ray, because these structures appear brighter and then compared to other structures. So they have a lot of water, the bones. So sorry, they have less of water. That's why they appear to be brighter in this as compared to other things. So they are majorly used in the orthopedic applications. You can use it to view fractures or some bone deformities or the other things. And you can go for chest X-ray. So the chest X-ray will majorly include the lung. So the lung, you will try to find any abnormalities in the lung, like tuberculosis, some lung infections, viral infections, fungal infections, pneumonia. So these are some of the things where X-rays are used in the chest region. And there is another type of X-ray called as KUB. KUB refers to kidney, ureter, bladder. So this is especially for the excretory system. So they try to find kidney stones. So kidney stones is one of the important applications of X-ray, because the stones contain calcium carbonate or calcium chloride. Since the calcium deposits are more, the X-rays will show them as an elevated or an enhanced intensity, and they appear bright in the particular X-ray as compared to the surrounding tissues, because the kidney tissues are not, they don't have the calcium components, and they don't appear bright as compared to the stone. So this is about KUB. And there is another type, this already comes in bone, but still knee X-rays. So knee X-rays can be used to identify arthritis. So there is the femur bone in the above, and we have the tibia and fibula in the below, and we will try to estimate the joint. So knee is the joint between these two bones, and a joint should have a healthy space. So if the space gets narrowed due to some inflammatory conditions or filled with blood, then we can try to identify that in the X-rays. So rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, then we have some other conditions that will be osteoporosis, which is referring to loss of bone. The bone will slowly start to degrade, right? So all of these conditions you can get from an X-ray. X-ray takes a lot more time than ultrasound and thermal images, but it gives a better view since we are using some stronger beams and we are trying to analyze the intensities of the internal structures. So this is about X-ray. And next we have is CT. CT refers to computer tomography. So this is an advanced version of X-ray. And X-ray is just projects in a single beam. So you would have, if someone, you guys would have seen X-ray. So they would keep a plate. There would be a projector from the above, and they will keep a plate in different angles or different views. So there are three views, guys, basically. So if I would like to talk about the views, um, in medical imaging, so there in 2D, I'm saying. So we have AP view, which refers to anterior posterior view. Uh, and we have the PA view, which refers to posterior anterior, and we have the lateral view. So lateral is basically the side view. So these are very common in the X-rays. So X-rays will be having these kind of views. So for the knee joints and all, they will be taking the PA view and the lateral view. For chest X-ray, they will take the AP view. So what is anterior and what is posterior? So if someone can say in the comments, I will explain what these views are. So X-ray, as I was mentioning, so there is a beam from above that is be projecting the X-rays, and you'll have a plate in the opposite end. So it is just a single plane. But CT is an enhanced version of X-ray, and there are lot of such planes. So for the entire 360-degree coverage, there are multiple planes present, and that will emit X-rays, and it will be collecting in the other end. So this is a 2D and a 3D image. So this will produce both two-dimension and three-dimension images. So for CT, what are the common applications? Chest, obviously. So in case of chest, we will be going for both lung and heart. So we can view the heart in a CT also, lung also. So since this is a 3D, we will be covering the entire volume. So there is a concept in 3D called as slices. So 3D image is nothing but a stack of 2D images. So 100 2D images, when you combine it, it adds the third dimension, and that becomes a three-dimension image. So that's called slices. So there is a concept called slice thickness. So for example, if this entire length from your upper lung, from this throat to the lowest of the lungs, the entire distance is maybe I would say 7 or 8 centimeter. I think not more than that. So you can count them in slices. If one slice is 10 thickness, then 100 slices will become 1 centimeter. So that is the math they use. So if the thickness is more, the number of slices to cover the entire distance would be less. So that is the math they use. So these are some things that are there in the slice thickness, slices, and in 3D. So lungs and heart is one of the major applications. And the second and the vast application is abdomen CT. Abdomen CT, there is a huge range of applications. You have the lung also comes, you have the liver, you have the pancreas, you have the spleen, you have the stomach, and you have the kidneys. And if you have the kidneys, you have the adrenal glands. So you have a lot of organs that covers in the abdomen, and this abdomen, a single abdomen CT can be used to identify malfunctions or abnormalities in variety of the abdominal organs. So this is about the CT, and apart from that, you can obviously go for specific organ CTs like a kidney CT or lung CT or liver CT. And I think this is the majority of CT is mostly used for the thoracic region. Um, so this is about CT. And the next one we have is non-ionizing radiation called as MRI. MRI refers to magnetic resonance imaging. The CT, X-ray, these use ionizing radiations, whereas the MRI uses radiation. So that's the radiation based, but MRI is not radiation. They use non-ionizing radiations, and this magnetic field will try to capture the hydrogen levels, the water activity in the particular body, and based on that is how the MRI captures the internal organs. This is a bit complicated procedure. You use powerful magnets. So there are the magnetic strength, the unit of a magnetic strength is Tesla. So there is 1.5 Tesla, 3 Tesla, 6 Tesla, 9 Tesla, even 12 Tesla has come right now. So that much huge amount of magnetic fields and magnetic field strength is used to capture the images of the internal organs. And what is the number one application or the major area where MRI is being used? It's used in the brain. So the brain and spinal cord, basically the nervous system. So it can be used to diagnose a lot of diseases like Alzheimer's, brain tumors, dementia, And in brain tumors itself, you have 120 different types of tumors. So that is my major area of interest. You have glioblastoma, you have oligodendrocytoma, you have astrocyma, you have neoplasms, you have metastasis, where tumors from other sites have migrated and come. So you have almost a lot of different types of tumors. You have memory related issues like Alzheimer's, you have dementia, and you can see for hemorrhage. So if there is a blood clot or any other things happening, a blood bleed inside the brain is called an hemorrhage. If any there is blood blockage that can result to stroke. So that all different diseases you can observe from MRI. And same in referring to spinal cord, if there is any nerve decompression, knee compression, any issues that are happening in the spinal cord, that can also be observed from the MRI. And in MRI also, guys, we have some variations. So one of the important variations like we have is T1, T2, T1 contrast enhanced, T2 flare, which refers to fluid retention activity, attenuation in inversion ratio, I guess, flare, and we have DTI, which is diffusion tensor imaging. We have ADC. So there are a lot of different modalities. What does these thing mean? So in T1, you would observe the bones to be brighter and muscles to be darker. But in T2, you will observe the muscles to be brighter and bone to be darker. So the tumor which has enhanced activity will appear bright in T1, that will appear the same as darker in T2. And CE refers to contrast enhanced. So what does mean by contrast enhanced? The patient is given a contrast. He is injected with iodine or a radionucleotide, which makes the image more brighter. This is very useful in cancer applications because the cancer cells are very active. So they take up, since they need have a high metabolic activity, they take up the dye or the radionucleotide which is infused in the blood faster than the other cells. So these regions will look more enhanced in the image as compared to the other regions. So that is why they give a contrast or a dye they inject to the patient so that they get a better view of the region. And this is very useful in tumor applications. So these are about some modalities, and the one modality that I like and it is very interesting is fMRI. fMRI refers to functional MRI, which tries to analyze the glucose consumption and oxygen consumptions of the various regions. So the fMRI can be used to identify the various ranges of the body. So uh, what is different of fMRI from all the other things? So all we saw till now, ultrasound, DTI, X-ray, CT, MRI, the other modalities, everything are structural imaging techniques. Whereas fMRI is a physiological functioning imaging technique. The fMRI can analyze the physiology of the brain. It will map the various regions. So let's say a patient is kept under an fMRI. They try to give a lot of trigger questions to the patients. For example, remember something which is very happy to you, or do a mathematical problem, or recite a speech. So they will be assessing the patient in different conditions, and they will view the fMRI to try to see if the particular lobe or the particular part of brain is active during that process. So if the prefrontal cortex is responsible for decision making, they ask a question or a prompt related to decision making, and they see if that region in the brain is activated or not. So that will try to give an idea whether that region is contributing, if the cells are active or they have died or the tumor is affecting them or whatever it is. So this is a physiological and a functioning based imaging technique which has a lot of scope in research right now. So this is about MRI, and maybe so these are the majority of the techniques. The other techniques I would have missed is endoscopy. So endoscopy is a class of imaging techniques that uses a telescopic rod lens system that is inserted in the GI tract and to view the internal organs. It's basically a camera with a battery system that tries to capture images at a frequency. It captures 2 images per second, so it's zero point 0.5 frequency. So it is majorly used for the GI tract, right from the mouth till the anus. You can insert in both ways and you can view it. And one of the advancements that has come in the endoscopy is capsule endoscopy. So capsule endoscopy is an enhancement of endoscopy where you don't need to insert that very big telescopic rod lens system inside your mouth because that causes a lot of discomfort and pain to the patient, right? So instead, that entire big telescopic rod lens system is replaced by a small capsule. And this capsule will replace the function and it will do the same thing. So that capsule inside has a transmitter, a camera, and a battery system, which will do the same function of capturing the images. And the patient will wear a belt around their waist, which has the receiver. So the images that are captured by the camera is sent to the transmitter and which is sent to the receiver. And from that, it is sent to the computer to view and analyze. So by this way, the patient does not need to feel the discomfort, pain, and all the other things, and we still get images of the interior of the gastrointestinal tract. Apart from that, we have some specific medical images like I call this organ oriented medical imaging. So this I would say a few examples to quote is the same class of endoscopy. When you apply it to the ear, it's called as otoscope. When the same endoscopy you apply to the voice box, that is for voice related, you call it as laryngoscope for larynx. And if the same you go for eye, so in eye you have some specific medical images called as fundus imaging. The fundus imaging is a camera that is used to capture the internal structure of the retina, and a more advanced technique we call as OCT. OCT refers to optical coherence tomography, which uses the same concepts of CT to develop a more advanced image of the retina. So retina comprises of 12 different layers, and you can analyze all those 12 layers, everything in detail. And if you can give an extension of the this one, X-ray for breast, which we call as mammography. So this is there. And I forgot to mention another thing. So since we had spoken about CT, so we have some advancements of CT also, which we would call as okay, it's went down. Yeah, SPECT. SPECT refers to single photon emission computer tomography, and then we also have PET. PET refers to positron emission tomography. So these are various medical images, and PET is also a physiological imaging. So it will try to analyze the activity of the various organs that you are trying to visualize from the image. So these are the various imaging modalities. I think I would have explained medical imaging in depth because that is my area of interest and that is where I've been working for the past 3 or 4 years. That is, these are all the things that I learned by experience. I didn't learn anything through book. So this is all about medical images. And yeah, I have forgot one more thing, which is actually this one. We call it as a gold standard. So gold standard is nothing but a confirmatory test. And one important confirmatory test for cancers is biopsy. So histopathology refers to this biopsy images where we take an ultrasound or X-ray or a CT and we use that as a guidance to take a tissue of that sample, a sample or a tissue from that active site of the patient through a resection needle. That is, we call a biopsy needle. And after that, we will take that cell, put it in a microscope, stain it. So some of the common stains we use is H and E. So H and E refers to uh, histocycline and eosin. So Derek is like, have some water, bro. You're unstoppable. And I love this topic, man. This medical imaging is very interesting for me. That's why I go like this. I'll just finish this here. So this is about histopathology. You can use these stains and observe these cells in microscope to analyze the histological properties of the cell. So if in each and every cell, the individual cell, you can analyze, find the growth, the shape, the boundary, and you can identify, use this majorly to distinguish between benign and malignant tumors and find the grade of the tumors also. So the WHO and all other associations have provided grades and stages for tumors. So you can identify all those things. So this is all about medical imaging. There are still a lot more imaging technologies and modalities, but I feel you can, if you know all these things, this is more than enough. So maybe if you guys are interested, I can make a separate session on this. I think this is more than enough. Maybe I'll edit this, add a few more things, and we can I'll make a separate video on this. I'll just take a bit of water. If you guys have any doubts, you can ask me. Did you understand this first of all? This is all about diagnostics, the different sensors, the blood pressures, the blood tests, the electrical tests, and finally medical imaging. I think we have to explain medical imaging in depth. Well, I'm used to this, Derek. Actually, like most of the videos you guys see is for 1.5 hours or 2 hours. I just record everything in a single stretch, and I'm just used to this. I love teaching. I love teaching and educating the students a lot. I am more interested in that side, so I'm just used to all these things. Anyone else? Do you have any doubts, guys? Are you clear with this topic, medical imaging and all the other things of diagnostics? So you guys would be having a question, why am I explaining this much in detail? Well, this is basically your problem statements. This is basically your inspiration for projects. If you know all this in depth, be a professor. Ah, no man. I want to work in industry. I want to solve some real problems. The entrepreneurial spirit inside me is still there. I want to develop some projects and I want to serve something for the healthcare community. That's the reason why I took biomedical engineering. So definitely not a professor. That's why I'm doing YouTube, right? Anyways, I'm solving the purpose of teaching and taking care of my passion. But yeah, coming back to the point, what I'm trying to say is why do we need to know all these things is because this is the source of inspiration for you guys. This is the place where you can try to find projects for you guys. So if you want to do a project of AIML in biomedical or in the healthcare sector, you can look at all these modalities and develop an automated diagnostic system. How is what I will come back to that a bit later. But as of now, you guys need to understand that these are the different data modalities that you have with us. So I'll finish. Yeah, I'll talk a bit about therapeutics and rehabilitation, and then I'll come back to this point. So regarding therapeutics, what can we do? We can go for treatment recommendation. So based on the given conditions, we can go for treatment recommendation. So, based on the given conditions or given symptoms or the given pathology, what is the best treatment the particular patient can undergo so that he gets a good prognosis? So, this is one of the applications of AI. So, how we can do this? You would go with something called as tools that you can use is NLP and LLMs. So, you guys would be definitely knowing about LLMs, large language models, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, all the other things. You can get the treatment protocols or the manuals. So if there are 20 treatments associated to a disease, take all the treatments, take all the manuals, give them as a training information to the algorithms, and then ask for that particular algorithm that my patient age is this, my patient has this blood pressure, this is the past drugs he has used, blah blah blah, all the required information, and it will select and give you the best treatment. Because in each of the training treatment catalogs, they would have mentioned what is the recommended age, what is the recommended blood pressure, what is the recommended this level or that level, what are the side effects. If patient has side effect, then he can't take the treatment, right? So doctors might not remember all of this information, but AI very well remembers everything. Whatever data you give, it remembers everything so well. So you can definitely go for a treatment recommendation using these particular things. And you can go for surgical assessment. So this is where AI and robotics will come in junction. So you can use AI. Basically, we go for object detection because the AI algorithms has to detect the surgical equipments, and the robotics will take care of cutting, coagulating, suturing, closing up, all the other things. The robotic part will take care. And regarding rehabilitation, it's more about monitoring, guys. So let's say there is a particular treatment a patient is undergoing. Is it going well for him? How well is the patient cooperating with it? Is the patient treatment really giving a good chance of survival or a good prognosis? So you can monitor all those things, and you can go for posture management. So in case of fracture and all other things, where the patient is given physical rehabilitation, the physiotherapy and all the other things, you can use these AI algorithms to check whether the patient is doing the exercise properly. Is the leg being elevated in a proper angle? Is this joints being you rotating in the wrong angle or in the correct angle? So you can do all those things. And this can be useful to correct or monitor the patient while he is doing the rehabilitation courses and allow him for a better standard of living. So these are some of the applications of AI, or maybe this is how the medical industry works conventionally. This is what I would like to talk more. First, I wanted to establish this. So if you want to know how to use AIML in healthcare, you have to understand how healthcare works in the first place. So this is a bigger picture, and this will give you a clear idea on how the healthcare industry works in a conventional manner. If you understand this, then you can try to bring the power of automation using AI. So that is what we are going to talk about now. So now I guess from this you would have understood what is going on right now. So now what can I do using AI? So now we will talk about AI. So I hope you guys would have understood about the healthcare industry. So you can mention in the comments if you have understood. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Like if some things you don't understand, I'll answer them. But now, right now, we will yeah. So right now we will go on with the AI aspects. So AI is definitely a data-driven field, and now we will be talking about the various modalities of data. So the first is a tabular or a structured data. So this kind of data where you will you will obtain it from the chemical sensors, the ECG, EEG, EMG. All these sensors will give you these kind of tabular or structured data. And the next one you will be having is an image data, which is very obvious you will get from the medical images, X-ray, CT, MRI, SPECT, PET, fMRI. From this you will get the image data. And next is audio data. You will get it from PCG, you will get it from the electronic stethoscope. So these are some of the equipments from which you can get the audio. And another thing you can get is the DNA, RNA strands, the sequential data, so that you can get directly from the DNA, RNA. So it will be in terms of ATGC. So adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine, uracil. So ATGCU in this particular strands, complementary pairs. The single strand is RNA, double strand is DNA. So these are the different kinds of data you get from AI. And the another important component of AI is a task. So what different tasks of AI can be useful in the medical or in the healthcare sector? So for that, the first thing we will go is classification. So classification, nothing but identifying some events. For example, if I give an MRI, classifying whether the patient has tumor or not, a yes or no, is called as a binary classification. But if you have some more than two, it's called as multi-class. So stages of tumor, is it stage 1 or stage 2 or stage 3 or stage 4? This is called a multi-class classification. So and another task we go for is regression. Regression is similar to classification, but here we will be predicting something continuous. We don't bound it to finite intervals. We keep it as unlimited or infinite as possible. So in regression, what we can suggest, maybe looking at an image, can we predict the area of the tumor or the size of the growth? Like these things is a regression based task. And next we have object detection. So object detection is a task in which an algorithm draws a bounding box around the image. So it is an enhanced version of classification saying that the particular image has tumor, and it draws a box around the tumor saying where the tumor is also. So it's called as classification plus localization. And the next task we go for is segmentation. So segmentation is an enhanced version of object detection where it will color each pixel in the image. So it's called as pixel wise classification. Pixel level classification. So this is what we call segmentation as where we will try to segment, or we will try to color each pixel inside a particular target object so that it highlights and separates out from the entire image. And next we have NER. So NER refers to named entity recognition. So this will try to assign entities to specific terms. So let's say we have a patient report or a case study. So in that there will be different terms, right? Like age of the patient or some biomarker levels and some significant risk factors or the treatment that they have gone through and what is the ultimate condition. So we can mark out that particular terms from the entire document in specific categories. That will be useful for analysis. And we obviously have question answering. So that is what these generative AI algorithms are doing, right? So where we give questions and the algorithms will give us answers. And now we will come to the final component, algorithms. So AI is basically comprised of three components: data, task, and algorithms. So based on the data and task, you can choose the algorithms. The first one is obviously machine learning based algorithms. You have a lot of machine learning based algorithms like linear classification, logistic regression, linear regression, and then we have support vector machine, KNN. So these are about the ML algorithms that basically use statistics and probability behind their mathematical working. And the next one we have is deep learning, which uses neural networks basically. So that is inspired by our own biological neural network. These are mathematical neural networks that will try to learn and understand complex patterns in the data. And in the neural network also we have artificial neural network that is called ANN, and then we have convolutional neural network that is called CNN, majority for image data, and we have RNN called recurrent neural network that is for the text-based data, which has a spatial dependency between each words. And inside deep learning, we have something called as computer vision, which, as the name suggests, it's for image-based tasks. So in that, for object detection, you have FCN, fully connected network, and we have YOLO. So YOLO refers to you only look once. And then you have UNets. As the name suggests, it's a U-shape architecture. It'll look like this with encoder and decoder. So these are used for image-based tasks. And another branch is natural language processing, which is mainly for text-based tasks. So in that you have RNN, GRU, LSTM, and after that you have some attention mechanisms. So attention is the start of generative AI basically. And you have an important concept called transformers. So transformers is where everything started going big. And after this, we will be coming to an important or the concept that is ruling the world right now, generative AI. So generative AI is more about GANs, which is called generative adversarial networks. And we have LLMs, which refers to large language models. And then we have LAMs, which refers to large action models. Like LLMs will try to give answer for your question. LAMs will control and do some extra work also. So these are all the various algorithms that are present in the AI field. And you can, how do I construct a project is now the last component that I'm going to talk in today's live session. So constructing a project of AIML in healthcare is very easy. First step, data. So you need to decide what modality you are going to deal with. Is it an image? Is it an audio? Is it a video? Is it a text? Or is it a structured data? And after that you will go with yeah after that you will go with a disease or a specific medical application. In case of diagnostics we call it as disease, but any specific medical application where you are trying to solve a problem. So once and the last component you need or is the algorithm or even an approach. That is enough. So with these three blocks, you can with these three blocks, it is enough for you guys to design a project of AIML in medical field. So data, we can choose MRI. Disease, we will choose brain tumors. Algorithm or approach, we will choose machine learning or deep learning. Or maybe, yeah, I can add another task block that is called task. So task will be a subsection of the disease. So if I consider these four blocks together, I can be able to design an AIML project in the medical field. So let's just construct some basic problem statements. Like if I take data as MRI, I take the disease as brain tumor, I take the task as classification, and I take the approach or algorithm as deep learning. So when I put all these together, I will take name a project as a deep learning based approach to classify brain tumors in MRI data. That's all. Let's take another example, endoscopy as a data. And the disease is polyps, which we refer to as intestinal cancers. And the task is to segment or to extract the region. And approach is deep learning. So now the project title has become a deep learning approach to segment polyps from endoscopy. That's all. Or convolution neural networks for automated segmentation of polyps from the intestine using endoscopy. That's all. So this is all you need to understand about designing or framing a project of AIML in healthcare. If you have understood what I have said now, I don't even need to tell you the project, the problem statements or titles. You can generate problem statements and titles of your own. You just need to go and check for the appropriate data set. You can just check to papers also. Even if I now open and show you papers, right? Okay, let's go for that exercise also. So let's go to Scholar Google. So this is a place where you can check papers. So let's say AI in diagnostics. Let's put something like that. So you will get some review papers, or maybe let's go for something specific like breast cancer, deep learning. Let's go something like that. So now you can see the paper titles. So deep learning for identifying metastatic cancer, and deep learning to improve breast cancer detection on screening mammography. So mammography is the X-ray modality that they're using. Breast cancer is the disease, and deep learning is the approach. So this is about the various things. I hope you would have understood how to design and develop projects of AIML in the healthcare field. And this is basically what I wanted to teach you guys. I hope you would have understood. So now you can see a lot of things. If you see these papers, you can see breast cancer multi-classification from histopathological images, the structure deep learning. So breast cancer is the disease, multi-classification is the task, histopathological images is the modality or the data they're using. Structured deep learning model is the algorithm or the approach. So basically with these four blocks, you can understand any project. Any project I can write and give you whatever paper you can get, you observe from the Google Scholar or any new products that are being developed. Just with these four blocks, you can understand what is going on. So Derek is like, can we make an AI like ChatGPT for BME? Yes. So for that, we go for something called as RAG. RAG refers to Retrieval Augmented Generation, where we take a big algorithm like ChatGPT and we train it especially on biomedical data so that it learns everything related to the biomedical field. And once you ask a question, it will answer in response to biomedical field and not give very general things. So you can refer more about the RAG techniques and how we can leverage these techniques to train AI tools to answer domain specific questions. So this is what I wanted to teach or talk about in today's class. So you can give a thumbs up, or if you enjoyed, you can just say in the chat section, or if you found it interesting, you learned a lot, anything, it would be grateful. So I would understand if you guys understood or not, or if I didn't go very fast or anything. So, any doubts, guys? I'll wait for a few moments and then we will come back to the announcement. So, I think it's almost an hour, right? Yeah. Yes. So, Derek is like, and how much money do we need for that? It's free, bro. Free of cost. You don't need to pay a single penny. But if you want, like the basic version of ChatGPT you have, right? That is free of cost. But if you want the GPT-4, then you have to pay $20 per month. So that is a bit of costly version, but the base ChatGPT is free of cost and you can develop this without any payment. Well, actually, I know how to do it, but I'm not that well versed in this field to teach you guys. But it is indeed an interesting application. And when you step in any hackathon, majority, I would say 70 to 80% of people will be doing this only. Chatbots. They develop chatbots, right? Even I saw someone in the group saying that they wanted to develop medical chatbots. So that is a major application of these large language models right now. They take these LLMs that are trained on very general data and they use their own specific domain data and make these algorithms to train and work on that. No, no, make our own version of that. That will definitely cost you a lot because as I say, large language models. The word large refers to the model. It is very big and it's a very huge model and it is very complex. And another large refers to the data you need to train. And the third large refers to the resources. So the amount of GPU you need, the RAM you need, and the amount of storage devices you need to store the data, the amount of data you collect, it's very huge, man. You would have definitely seen like people that are working, right? OpenAI has invested millions of dollars, I think billions of dollars to develop ChatGPT. Meanwhile, DeepSeek has invested only a few $1 million, and India is also planning to develop their own large language model. It definitely takes a lot of money for resources, for cloud, for training, for collecting the data, designing the model. It takes a lot. That's why it's better you use the ones that are already existing. Well, but still, Derek is built different. He'd like to do things on its own. You can try, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of money. So Shravan is like very helpful. Derek is, it was too much informative. Uh, Yeah, thank you so much, guys. So these are the contents that I learned through my experience in this research field. So till now, I haven't even studied a single article on medical imaging. I haven't studied anything. All I have told you guys, all I have said in this live today is what I learned by doing projects and through the practical way. And that's why I still remember everything till now. Maybe I would have said some things wrong about the working of medical image equipments because I don't focus much on that. I focus more on how that image impacts, how that technique impacts in an image, and why is it being used, where is it being used. That is where I am more focused on because that is what I need to understand as working on AIML in healthcare. So these are the things that I'm more focused, and I hope that I told those things very much in depth and it is clear for you guys. So anything else, any doubts you would like to ask me? So I would expect a few people to come up in the live. I would like to show the launch or show that something we have done new. It is going to be beneficial for all of you guys for sure. Actually, some of the people in the group would have smelt what it is because I've already asked a question few days before. But still, if not, I'll obviously reveal it in a few moments. It would be great if you can share this to your friends and make them to join. And because just a few more minutes, I'll just launch, show what we have done and how useful it is going to be for you guys. So meanwhile, you can ask me questions and we will wait for others to join. Because this should be an exciting moment, right? I want a lot of people to join. Yeah, any doubts? Anything you would like to ask me? So regarding these things, I can whatever I taught you right now, I can teach to your college, to your classmates, your friends, seniors, juniors also. So if you guys want me and Sijin to teach these things in your college, you can definitely contact us. But it would be better if you just recommend this thing to your teachers. You can show our YouTube channel, and you can say to them that we are open to take classes. I would love to take classes in these fields, introduction of AI, AI in healthcare. So how these things are being applied in healthcare industries. You can ping people on group again. Yeah, that's what I've done. Let's see. I'm just waiting. Let me talk for a while. So if some more people join, I'll just show what is happening. Anyways, I'll make a separate video on it also, but it would be great if I show it in live, right? Yeah. So if you guys want us to teach you in colleges in as a paid workshops or any other things, we are definitely open for that. You can show our YouTube channel, you can say what things we are teaching and all the other things to your professors, and they can contact us on LinkedIn, and we can be open to for a quotation and we can talk on the rest. And now we will be launching a new thing, and that is going to be very useful for all of you guys. It is we are going to start with AIML, but slowly, gradually, other things will also come up. So this is an initiative that we are taking, and a lot more things will come up in the future. We will be adding a lot more things, ultimately projecting this to a very big community of resources for biomedical engineering. So whatever you take in biomedical, everything present in one place is what we are dreaming and planning. And a step that we have taken for that is what I'm going to show in a few moments. Any guesses? Guys know what it is? Not apart from Derek, because he knows what it is. I think people in the community would have known what it is because I already asked a question uh, long back in the group, and I just started working on it, and it is, I think, almost ready to show in the live to the public. There is still some more work to be done, but I feel, yeah, it is good enough. Okay, so maybe a few more minutes. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me meanwhile, or if not, if I don't see people joining now. Okay, fine. At least for the four people who are watching right now, I'll just show what we have done. Yeah, that's yes. It's basically what you. Just a minute. I'll just come to the share screen, and the first thing I want to show you guys is our website. So we have redesigned the website, and this is the new look of our website. So some things are still under progress, but we will be gradually developing and improving them. But I feel this is very good enough to show for the community. So the website Biomed Bro has been completely redesigned, and we have added some additional functionalities. So we have our vision, mission, and we have our new thing, basically courses. So we will be coming with a lot of things. You can definitely subscribe to our community because we are gonna come up with a lot more things, and it would be great if you get notified of all those things on an early scale. And you obviously have about us. Before it was a bro, and now it are bros. So we have Sijin and we have me, about both of us, our vision, mission, all the other things, which if you guys are interested to know more about us, you can definitely read. And the most important thing are courses. So we are now launching courses, and these two courses are free for you guys. So courses in AIML with certificate for free. So we have two courses, Introduction to Research Methodology and Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. These are the videos that are already present in the YouTube channel. So that I've extended, I've added some more things, I've added some more quizzes and all the other things. And once you have gone through everything, you will get a certificate. And coming next to this, we will be adding courses on data analytics, machine learning, deep learning, image processing, computer vision. So all the core concepts that I just explained right now, that I will be adding in this, that guys would be paid. This is an introductory session that we would like to start, and these courses are going to be free for you guys. But however, in coming up, I will be adding entire courses. So like if you're considering machine learning, an entire course on machine learning with theory and code, everything will be present in one place. So Like if you just click inside a course, you can see all the video lectures that are present, and finally you have a quiz, and after that you will get a certificate. But there is a small hunch for the certificate. I'm still not able to integrate the certificate part, and the designs are not that much great. So you can just mail us once you have done with the course, and we will mail back you the certificates. You will just reply to the particular mail that you have given us. So these two courses are free. It would be great if you can guys share this particular initiative of ours to your friends, classmates, seniors, juniors who are interested to learn AI and get certificates also. So these are some free courses, but coming up we will be launching some paid courses. Don't worry, the fare will be less than what you see in the market right now. I can guarantee you that, and I can guarantee you that the price you pay will be worth for what content we are providing. Since you guys are students, I don't want to take a lot of burden by pricing lot much, and each single rupee and penny you guys pay, I'll make sure that it is worth for it. You would have already known that my style of teaching and the ways I take the way I take things are a bit different, and I can give you the guarantee that you will understand these concepts very well with a good understanding. So we have a team ready with us which are working in the back end to work on more courses and publish different courses. So as of now, you have these courses free for you. It's launched. You can just go to our website, and in the courses section, you can enroll, create your student account. You can just go to student registration, and you can enter your details and you can register. And once you have registered, you can come back to the course, and you can register for the courses. Um, I'm not yet registered, so I won't be able to see the dashboard. But these are the courses that we have, and once you can get into this part, you can just go through all the different things, and you can watch the videos. And once you're done, you can just mail us, giving a screenshot that you have completed the course, and we will mail you back the certificates because the designs are not that much great in this automated tool. So that's why we thought we would personally mail you the certificates that we have designed. So this is the update that I wanted to talk to you guys. So the month of February, we are starting with something new as courses. So more courses will be coming in biomedical also, electrical, electronics, circuit designing, all the other things will also come. This particular section or this particular thing is mainly focused on upskilling. So if you want to skill yourself, improve yourself, you want to upskill yourself in machine learning, deep learning, all the other things, then I would say this is the right place for you guys. So this is what I wanted to say in today's live, and this is the announcement that I had. Just a minute. Yeah. So what do you guys think about this particular initiative? So the new website and the courses that you guys see. So as of now, you have two free courses. This will be remaining free forever. You can enroll anytime you want, and you can start learning. And once you're finished, you can just mail the biomedbro.work at gmail.com, and we'll mail you back the certificates. And coming up, we will be adding some paid courses because that's a lot of work we guys are going to put, and I feel it should be paid for what work we guys are doing. And yes, regarding prices, as I say once again, it is going to be as competitive. It will be as less as you can see in the competition in the market, and we will be teaching very well. And I feel that it is worth for the price you guys pay. Shravani is like looking forward to more. Derek is like awesome. Bhuvaneshwar is clapping. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. So it's all because of you guys' support only that I am pushing myself and I'm trying to do a lot of things like this. So me and Sijin will be consistently working and trying to do a lot of things. This website coming upon will see a lot more extensions. So we will be adding a lot more things coming up, and we will be doing a lot more thing, and maybe years later you can find Biomed Bro as one of the largest community for biomedical, seeing all the resources in a single place. So this is the update I wanted to share with you guys. This is the announcement I wanted to talk to you guys. Well, do you guys have anything to say with me? Well, I'll share the link in the group also. We'll create LinkedIn posts. I'll do all the other things, marketing. And do share this with your classmates, with your friends who are interested to do certification courses in AIML. These two courses will be free, will stay free. It is going to be free forever. I'm not gonna change this anytime. It's not a promotional offer or something like that. It is always free with certificates. So you can definitely share these links with your classmates, friends, even you guys can also enroll in these courses and obtain certifications at the end because certifications is very important in this current scenario right now. So this is what we wanted to do, and this is what we are releasing in today's life. And next month we'll come up with next up few updates every month. Maybe we will. I can't guarantee every month, but for the upcoming 2-3 months we have planned some updates, and the very first update is the e-learning platform of ours in Biomed Bros, and starting with free certification courses. We will be uploading some more free certification courses, but these are the ones that are available right now, and some will come later also. But after this, maybe I'll put a course on data analytics. It would be a paid one, and machine learning, deep learning, everything would be paid one. So you would be having video lectures, you will be having the coding files, which you can practice later in your own repository or in your own environment. And you will be having quizzes also. So quizzes which are of they will test your knowledge in various aspects. And finally, you can obtain the certificate from us. That will be paid because there is a lot of work that we need to do from our side. And I feel it should be paid for the work that we do. So this was all about the announcement and today's live, guys. I hope you guys really understood what I taught today about AIML, about healthcare, the conventional procedures of how things work in diagnostics, rehabilitation, and all the other things. And what are the different branches of AI? What are the different algorithms, tasks, and how can we construct a project for AIML in healthcare? So this is what we covered in today's live session. I hope you guys understood and enjoyed this particular video, the particular live. So I am still in the normal video mode and the announcement, our e-learning platform with all the courses. So if you guys anything you want to share, you want to discuss, we can talk upon, or else I'll just call for the day and we will carry on with our works and go with the second week of okay, it's first week, like first week of February. So, anything else, guys? If you want to talk about something else, off topic, chill things, you want to give me some dares, I'm open for that. Well, thank you for your precious time. Oh, it's fine, man. That's whatever I learned, I just want to give back to the community. Well, is Harish here? Harish had asked me about my first project experience. If you're here, then I would say it once again. If not, I will keep it for the next life. Like, if you guys understood what I'm trying to say, I'm more than happy. That is why I'm struggling and I'm doing all this every week. What device are you using now? So this is a HP Pavilion series laptop i5 processor, not that tech fashy and all. So I use the OBS software to stream and record, all taught by the great Sijin. Maybe later if I settle, I'm not sure where I'm gonna go now in Chennai or Bangalore or Pune or which city. If I settle somewhere good, then I might decide taking a PC of my own with good GPU and all specs. But not now, somewhere in the future. I need to earn for that also. So let's see. As of now, I'm just using my laptop and I use cloud resources only mostly. Well, fine guys. So if there is nothing much else, then we'll just wind this live today. Do share this live because once I stop the recording, this video will be recorded and you can share this live to all your friends, to your classmates because I feel this live session today was very interesting, and we talked about some important topics today about AI, ML, healthcare, some of the hot topics, and a lot of people were also asking how to design projects, right? Dare call Sijin bro and ask how are you? Bro, I tried calling him, he's not picking up the calls. I don't think, I'm not sure what is. I think he might be busy. He said he's traveling right now, so let's keep those there for something else. Because I tried calling him, he was a bit busy in traveling, so that air can't be done today. Well, yeah, as I was continuing, so do share these videos once this stream is ended, right? So you get the recordings, you can just share with them because a lot of people had been asking me about projects for AIML in healthcare. So this video would be definitely a great resource for all those people. And do share our website, our resources, our e-learning platform to all the people who are interested to take courses to learn AIML and all other skills or upskilling themselves with certifications. As of now, two courses are free, and the rest others will be coming up. And yes, so the people who are watching now are definitely my subscribers. But if someone who is watching the stream or the video and is not subscribed, do subscribe and follow Biomed Bros. You will be hosting lives every Sunday, same time, 9 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. Live will be there for sure. If both of us are not available, then the live won't be there, but some one of the two would be available for sure. So there will be lives. We'll be talking a lot of topics, and we will be doing a lot of interesting sessions. And maybe once season comes back, when we the bros are together, I think a lot more audience will come and we can talk a lot more topics. Well, if there is nothing much else, then we'll wind the session, guys. Signing off, Sarah Maitya. Bye bye.